All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Thank you for listening. I'm Gage Samoji. He's Emerson Hip, and this is the Intoxicated Sports Report.
Yeehaw.
How you doing, man?
Doing all right.
I do not feel like it's only been a week since we've done this podcast. I feel like it's been a month. I can't tell you why.
Dude, I had a fucking long week. I can't lie. Like, it was busy at work. Did the first episode of Fourth Out.
Which,
And-
listen to
Yeah.
it. I did. I thought it was good.
All right. Thank you.
The way I put it to people who have asked, has been not many people who have asked, it's strictly business. It's very informative, too.
Okay.
Very informative. I learned what the scale of wins above replacement is,
Mm-hmm.
which is cool.
There you go.
Now I know. When someone's like, hey, do you know what wins above replacement is? Yes.
And for those of you who are interested in the show and want to participate in some way, send me questions that you have, and I'll be happy to answer them on the show.
Yes. That'd be great.
And if you have it, like for instance, war, Gage didn't know about war. If you want to know about a stat, I can do some research, or if I already know
Yes.
about it,
Yes.
I'll give you the facts.
I thought it was good. I liked it.
Yeah,
I could tell you were nervous.
It felt weird as fuck. I can't lie. It felt really weird.
It was weird listening to it because
You were expecting to hear your
I was
voice.
expecting to hear myself.
Yeah.
They were expecting to hear me as well as you.
Definitely was not as comfortable as I thought it was going to be. It was a lot harder to put together than I thought it was going to be.
Now, you show me your notes.
Yeah.
It was more than what we do here.
Right. Yeah.
And you always do the notes for this, which is great, and I appreciate you for doing it.
This is easy because I can just put a general topic on the page for the most part, and then we just have a conversation. When you're having a conversation with yourself, much different.
Yes.
But hope anyone who listened enjoyed it, and yeah, hopefully it gets better as it goes. I think that's just going to be the goal at this point.
And
Keep
if
improving
you haven't
on it.
listened to it yet, please listen to it.
Yeah.
Fourth Out, it's kind of hard to find on
Yeah,
Spotify.
it was a little hard. If you follow me on Instagram, just go to the anchor.fm link that's in my biography, and and click on that, and it'll send you to where you want to go to get all your listening options. I'm gonna get it on Apple Podcasts soon.
I'm looking forward to the Fourth Out shirts whenever
Yes,
they come out.
Yes,
Because the logo you came up with, it's
I like
clean.
it too,
It's
yeah.
clean.
Nice
It's
and-
really nice.
Nice and simple.
When I saw it, I was like, damn, that's a better logo than we got for this show. The hell's up with that?
Thank you to Adobe for having a great template for me.
Yeah. I've said it before that this podcast for you is gonna be bigger than this. I'm gonna be kind of butthurt about it.
There's no way. There's no way.
You never know.
I mean, baseball would have to become just the NFL of sports, which is never going to happen in our lifetime.
Yeah, probably not. But still, proud of you. It's
Nonetheless,
awesome.
we're
Awesome
there.
you're doing that.
Yeah, get your baseball fix at Fourth Out.
What do we got? What are we drinking today?
Vodka Red Bulls, baby.
Vodka Red Bulls,
We gotta
baby.
Pump this
I'm
show
feeling
up.
pumped up. I don't know if you can hear me from the beginning of the show.
Got a little juice in you already.
Oh yeah, I've been ready for this. I'm kind of stoked for this episode.
I know.
I think it's gonna be. I think
We got some fun topics.
we're gonna be rolling.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So what do we got for today on the agenda?
Couple of big things in the NFL that we're going to talk about. A little Tyreek Hill news and a new rule, by the way. Soccer, World Cup qualification soccer mostly. No PSG news. March Madness, of course. And we're going to do NBA Focus again. Might update the contender rankings. I don't know if you did.
I did.
All right.
Come on, man. I do my homework for this shit every
All right.
week.
That's good. I mean, I'm just because it's an option to keep it the same. So
No,
I definitely had some moves.
I even added a 16.
Woo!
I'm kind of expanding.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm putting myself in this 5-team bubble when I
You
can
don't
expand
have to. Yeah, you don't have to. Close your doors.
You got like 15 teams.
I got
in
like
yours,
half
so-
the league now.
Exactly.
I literally have a third of the league though.
Yeah.
And we're going to be focusing on the Celtics, Bulls, and Raptors. Also, a fun segment, which I'm not even going to say what it is. We're gonna get there when we get there. How about that?
I like it.
keep them guessing.
Yeah,
Keep 'em on their
don't
toes.
tell the fans what we're gonna be doing because they're gonna be like, oh, what?
Oh, I know. I don't want to listen to that.
Yeah,
segment.
I'm gonna listen to that. I can skip that.
I think if you're in for some fun, you'll like the segment.
Yes.
And thank you to Zoe for the suggestion.
Yes. Did you let her know that we're doing this?
I will let her know as soon as I publish it tomorrow.
Wow.
Or maybe tonight, who knows?
Yeah. And I think she is an avid listener, so
I think she might be.
You could even surprise her if you
It
want
could be.
to.
Could be. Yeah.
You should let her know though. Maybe she'll tell her.
Maybe we'll
family.
just wait till tomorrow. Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. Okay.
We'll see.
But before we get into all of that, we have some very, 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 very sad news out of the rock and roll community, the music community. Taylor Hawkins, the drummer of the Foo Fighters, has passed away of what is presumed to be a drug overdose of some
Right.
sort. I don't know for sure. I don't think anything has come out
Yeah.
for fact. But he died in his hotel room
That kind of makes you assume.
in it's a different country. The Foo Fighters were performing overseas right now and stuff, and heard this news from Nick firsthand. He said it on
Yeah, our group chat.
group chat. I was devastated.
Yeah.
Devastated. First person I thought of really was you. 'Cause
Yeah,
we've
'cause
seen
we've seen them twice
we
together.
talked about it many times
Yeah.
that we have seen the Foo Fighters twice together.
Yeah.
I've seen them twice here in Napa, which is nice.
Right.
And we saw them in Mountain View at Shoreline Amphitheater. This was tough.
Very tough.
This was tough. He wasn't the original drummer of the Foo Fighters,
Right.
but he is the.
Was he the only other studio drummer though than Dave Grohl? I think he probably
I
was.
think technically, yeah, 'cause I think on the Color and Shape, I think I've told the story on here maybe that I think the drummer that they had before Taylor Hawkins had drummed on the album, and then Dave Grohl heard it
Redid it.
and redid it because it's like, you know.
That was his baby.
Well, I mean, in that, and it's like, you know, you gotta feel for anybody who joins a band when the lead singer and the guitarist is one of the best drummers to come out of the '90s,
Right.
one of the best alternative drummers ever.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame Dave for having the ego and doing that. You know.
Well, because I've heard him say in interviews, or I think in documentaries too, that he knew this was a make or break. Because the first album,
was
it was all him.
it was grunge? Yeah,
You know, all
Full
him.
grunge.
It was total like sounded like it was made in the garage, which
Right.
is cool for
Yeah.
me. You know, I like hearing that kind of shit.
Yeah.
But he knew this was a make or break, and you know, the Color and Shape is the album that had Monkey Wrench,
Right.
Everlong, and
I think that's a better representation.
My Hero was on
Yeah, a
it.
better representation of what the Foo Fighters were overall.
Probably commercially known as their best album,
Right.
which I'd be okay with saying that. You know, it's
Right.
most bands have their best albums, I would say, in their early stages
Right.
of their careers or of their, you know,
Tenure.
their
Yeah.
tenure. Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely sad shit. I mean, it just like those guys. I mean, they're not young bucks anymore. Were they? I mean, Taylor Hawkins was 50.
50.
So, but he's not like he's old. Like you just would expect to see at least another 25 years of him being alive.
Taylor Hawkins also drummed for Alanis Morissette.
That's right. Yeah.
I think maybe on studio stuff and on tour too.
Nice.
I think that's how Dave Grohl met him, was through like, you know, being at a festival
Right.
and all that.
He was badass. No question about
Dude,
it.
he fucking ripped.
Yeah.
He ripped. He was so good.
I mean, this just makes me, you know, feel so much better that I was able to see them, you know, because the Foo Fighters could have played for another 10 years probably.
Oh, I could have.
Right.
I thought these guys were gonna be in it for the long haul.
Right.
I thought they were gonna be like how Metallica's doing it, how the Rolling Stones are doing it,
Right.
like just playing forever.
Yeah.
And these guys just came out, like I mentioned a couple weeks ago, with a major motion picture in the theaters.
Right, yeah. And so, yeah, we could have been blessed with another 10 years probably, and, you know, we would have taken it for granted, but now it's never gonna see the full thing again. I mean,
And
they'll find another drummer, I'm sure.
well, and I was talking to you earlier about it. I don't know if it wouldn't shock me if the Foo Fighters were done,
I could see that.
because of how tight Dave Grohl and Taylor Hawkins
They were
like
the
brothers.
two,
They were
yeah.
like brothers.
The two faces for sure.
If I were to take a guess, man, I don't think they're not gonna hang it up yet, because there's such a high demand
Right.
band. Like they're supposed to play at Aftershock. They're not playing Aftershock anymore.
Yeah.
There's no way they're finding a drummer that quick.
That would be.
Hate to break it to all the Aftershock people who bought
Right.
tickets. I don't know if anybody who listens to us is going. I would love to go.
Right.
And they were one of the main attractions why I wanted to go.
Mhm.
But as of right now, they're not going to be able to.
That'd be tough.
They're not going to find somebody that quick.
Yeah.
It's not like Dave Grohl's going to be like, well, I'll play drums, because who the fuck's going to sing?
Exactly.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
Dave Grohl probably could do that,
Right.
but who's going to sing the songs? It ain't going to happen.
Because he's the voice.
And he's not going to be able to do both at the same time.
No.
The drumming is too technical to be able to drum. It's not like he's not like Don Henley
Right.
playing, you know, just
Just fucking.
4/4 beats.
Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely a bummer to see. But
This was my, well, kind of. You know, a lot of people when Mac Miller died were really sad. Like Garrett told us that he's cried, which I'm not making fun of him for it.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
This was kind of like, this is like probably the first major artist to die, and I'm like, wow.
Right.
You know, didn't see it coming.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, because they didn't. I mean, sure, like, every band, you know, they do their partying and whatnot, but they didn't seem like that kind of group that's just going to be like nuts.
No.
You know, like Motley Crue or something like
And
that.
Taylor Hawkins did have his issues early in the band
Is that
with
right?
drugs. Yeah, I think there was a point where he almost overdosed and died early in his life.
Jeez.
One other thing I'll say about it is, man, you gotta feel for Dave Grohl. This has gotta feel like really bad deja vu for Dave Grohl.
Right.
You know, you lose Kurt Cobain when he's in his early 20s, who I would think would be a really close friend. Also,
Yeah,
bandmate,
most
probably
likely.
one of his best friends at the time.
Right.
And then, fast forward 25 years later, 30 years later, he loses his brother
Yeah.
to not suicide, but something that's also negative.
Right, yeah.
Drug use. Obviously,
Yeah.
Kurt Cobain had the history of drug use too, which
Right.
some people think led to
Yeah. The downfall.
his demise.
Right.
Yes. So Dave,
Tough stuff.
Dave has to be hurt, and I can't even imagine what he's going through. I don't even think we'll hear from him for months. When it comes to talking about this.
Yeah, I kind of with you. Like, I could see them just hanging it up for a little bit, and then, yeah. But that's going to be a tough one to get over for sure.
It's all bad.
Yeah.
But condolences to friends, family, everybody, and everybody who listens to Foo Fighters too, the whole rock and roll community.
Do you have like a wife and kids too?
I think he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
Man, that sucks.
also
Yeah.
is
That's
shitty.
tough.
We did. Oh man, I didn't bring shot glasses. I would have took a shot for Taylor Hawkins. You want to? I think we should. Right?
Tequila or vodka?
We'll stick with the vodka, right? Yeah. Since we already got the vodka Red Bulls.
Mm-hmm. Feel like Garrett. Just to make sure that the fans can hear
Yeah.
that we're pouring liquor. I guess it could be water.
It's not.
Show the camera it's Tito's,
It's
I
not.
promise.
It's not.
Did not
So-
put water in this.
Here's to Taylor Hawkins. Emerson, thank you for letting us talk about this at
Mhm.
the beginning. It was a good idea. You said at the beginning we're going to start off with it.
Yeah, gotta get it out of the way.
Gotta get out of the way.
Oh, vodka is rough. That is straight shit. All right. You ready to talk about sports?
Yes.
All right, NFL. Chiefs. What the fuck? The Chiefs have traded Tyreek Hill to the Dolphins for a boatload of draft picks. And the Dolphins have proceeded to sign him to a 4-year, $120 million extension,
That is a lot of money.
making him the highest paid wide receiver. What do you think?
Fins up. They're kind of going for let's just try to do it now. And your boy, I forget what his name is.
Mike
Forgive me.
McDaniel?
Mike McDaniel.
Mike McDarts.
I like this. Just why not? Go for it.
Fuck it. It was really funny. I don't know if you saw Tyreek Hill's. It was like a press conference or something, and he was. I don't know the total context, but it sounded like he was asked something like.
Were you picking between the Jets or the?
Well, no, it was. What do you think about like the team giving up all these draft picks for a guy like you? Like, how does it make you feel? And he just said something like, like the Rams did. F them picks, man. F them picks. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the way a lot of teams are going.
On the Chiefs side, it surprises me because Tyreek Hill to Patrick Mahomes to Tyreek Hill
Seemed like a connection, yeah.
Yeah, but the Chiefs got Juju. He's not nearly as good as Tyreek Hill.
Good
They
point.
also got
Travis Kelce's,
But they got-
Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
I would have botched that. So
Yeah,
thank you
Marquez
for-
Valdez-Scantling from the Packers.
And he was a good.
fine number 2.
Aaron Rodgers liked throwing it to him.
Yeah, and then they still have Kelsey, of course. Apparently, I read this on Pro Football Focus today that the Chiefs are looking for another wide receiver, like a big name, and the picture had DK Metcalf on it. That was just a rumor.
I've heard that too.
Yeah, which that would be interesting.
Mhm.
So
The Chiefs will still be fine.
are they still a favorite, you think, in the AFC going into this year?
The Chiefs
Yeah.
favorites.
As of just right now.
Favorites in the AFC.
Yeah. Not even thinking about what they could do to the roster from here on out.
Oh man. I'm gonna say yeah because the quarterback is the most important part of the team, and they have the best quarterback.
I'm going to say no because, first of all, we're going to have to see Patrick Mahomes learn to play without Tyreek Hill,
That's
which he
fair.
basically
That's
hasn't done. 2, I'm not so sure that I'm not as confident about him being the best quarterback in the conference as I was maybe a couple years ago. I think Josh Allen has caught up. I mean, he's right there with him.
I agree.
And there's a lot of other great teams in the AFC. You've got Russell Wilson in his own division.
Mhm.
I'm not even totally positive that the Chiefs are going to be the favorite, or they would probably still be the favorite in the AFC West, but it's a lot tighter than it used to be.
If I were to think of a team that would be more a favorite, I'd probably say the Bills.
Yeah, I think the Bills would be comfortable.
I think the Bills are going to come hungry.
Yeah.
They're going to come hungry. They're going to want it.
Yep.
They're going to want it. And the Chiefs, they're like, we're over here celebrate, 4 straight years, AFC Championship,
Right.
hosting and all that.
Yeah.
The Browns to me is gray. It's a gray area because Deshaun Watson, he could be great, but he hasn't played.
Yeah, I'm not in love with that situation yet.
I gotta see it first.
That's definitely, you got to see it.
Gotta see it.
Yeah, I'm more bullish on the Broncos, I think, than you are. But I think they're definitely. I mean, and then the Raiders are going to be interesting. The Bengals went to the Super Bowl. Can't forget about them.
Did we talk about Joe Burrow being like Dan Marino? Did we ever get to that?
We kind of did, I think. Yeah.
Why do I kind of feel like it's going to be one of those things?
I would sure hope not. He's too much fun.
Oh, don't get. I love Joe.
Yeah.
I love Joe. I love Joe Burrow, but man, I just don't. It could happen.
It's already
It could happen. Because everybody, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I wasn't alive for it, but when Dan Marino played the Niners, everyone was like, "Oh, this is probably going to be the matchup for the next 5 straight years,"
Right.
or he's at least going to go back again.
Right.
And he never did.
It is hard to imagine the Bengals being like a dynasty.
Exactly right.
Yeah, but hopefully he's good enough to propel them. For the Dolphins, I think, like you said, I think this is a great pickup. He's a hell of a player. I kind of see where the Chiefs are going, though. They've probably got the best years out of him already. He may have a couple more stellar seasons, but they've probably got the best years out of him. He's not going to get any faster.
And if we've looked at the NFL when it comes to the champions, or the Super Bowl champions, a lot of those teams do not have a really high-paid wide receiver.
Yeah. They definitely don't have like the highest paid. I don't feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, if there's a stud receiver on the team, he's probably on his rookie contract.
It's hard to even find a really pure star receiver on a Super Bowl winning team.
Right.
Because even Cooper Kupp is a star, but he's not like a.
He doesn't stand out like a.
He's not like a T.O. or a Chad Ochocinco.
Yeah, or even like a Hopkins or
Exactly.
or Adams.
You could debate the year before that. Mike Evans, he was a kind of a star, but he's not even.
But not even quite to that level. Like he's really good.
Yeah.
But
You could say OBJ, but he was like kind of the second. He was kind of the second fiddle.
he was kind of.
He wasn't the man like he was in New York, or he was supposed to be.
And the Rams had to kind of revive him. And even the numbers that he put up weren't like wow.
You could debate when he was on the Browns that Jarvis Landry had better numbers.
Yeah, probably.
OBJ has the name, but Jarvis Landry has the
stats. Yeah.
What's most important?
Yeah.
He has
The production.
the production.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I feel bad for Tyreek Hill because talk about a downgrade.
Oh, fuck.
Going from Patrick Mahomes to Tua.
Listen to his press conference. He seemed pretty confident too. It's calling him one of the most accurate quarterbacks. I'm like, yeah.
No, I don't believe
Let's
that.
pump those brakes, son.
No, he's telling the Fins Up Nation what they want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't blame him. Everybody would do the same thing.
You gotta save face.
But everybody who watches the NFL on this planet will say that's a downgrade from quarterback.
Yep. Oh yeah, 1,000%. Do you think maybe the Chiefs were also thinking that character-wise, maybe Tyreek Hill is not worth that kind of money because he probably was asking for this kind of money from them, and they just weren't willing to do it, just because of like the off-field issues that he dealt with. Because he had like a domestic charge.
But I don't really buy into that because I think he's on the team for long enough to where they. If they really didn't like his character or his past,
They would've traded him.
They would have got rid of him earlier.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair enough. All right. NFL today passed, or
Yes.
today, yeah, passed the new overtime rules for the postseason.
This is basically the Chiefs versus Bills rule
Right.
from here on out.
Or you could say even the Chiefs and Patriots rule.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was another big.
In that first AFC Championship game.
Yes. Before
the first one.
Yeah.
I'll just call it the Bills rule. How about
Right.
that?
And you know what's great about it, to me, or funny, or however you want to put it, is this isn't going to make the Bills feel any better.
No.
So.
I mean, am I in the postseason next year?
Yeah, that's
if they
fair.
play the Chiefs,
Yeah.
It could, foreshadowing for them.
Right. So yes, now in the playoffs, both teams will be allowed to possess the ball once, no matter if the first team scores a touchdown. The team will get a chance to rebuttal, essentially. Do you like it?
I love it.
I like that they only did it for the postseason, personally, because
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't read that.
because I mean, not that regular season games don't matter, but there's still 17 of them, so it's a good long season. And the stats they show is that I think only 18% of the time that the team that possesses the ball first in regular season
Wins the game.
it scores a touchdown on that first drive. Only 18% of the time.
So is the regular season rules the same as they've always been?
There's going to be the same as they always were, where a touchdown will win the game on the first drive, field goal or nothing keeps it going.
I could see the NFL changing this rule for regular season and postseason.
That-
I feel like it's going to get too confusing
Right.
for the casual fan.
Right. That is what was proposed, which I agree with you. I can see it being changed next year or the year after.
Because you're going to have these, I mean, they care about the fans, obviously, because the fans make the NFL what it is. But
Right.
you're going to have these people being like, wait, so it's different this week, but it's
Yeah,
different
for
in
the
the
casual
postseason.
fan,
Like, I don't,
it's
like, why
not
are they
paying
doing
attention. Yeah. No, I'm with you. Yeah. I mean, I think it makes sense. I mean, I wouldn't have cared if they did or not, but
I wouldn't have cared either.
Yeah, it does make sense.
Obviously, postseason games mean more than anything.
Exactly.
But the NFL, as a season, still every game you play matters.
Yeah.
So let's just put this in there as well.
Right.
And it might, and maybe they're worried about prolonging games and putting more strain,
That's kinda
putting
what I
more
was-
strain on people's
Kind of what I was
players'
thinking.
legs and all that.
And that's why they shortened the overtime to 10 minutes from 15, which I think is also dumb. But
Oh, they've done that.
that's been around
Oh,
for a handful of years.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm cool. The NFL has always been good with trying different things and just trying to make it work.
Right.
And I'm cool with that.
I think the biggest point was that you like last year's AFC divisional round was a perfect example where the fans don't get a chance to see Josh Allen after he's had this amazing game go out there again to try and he's the reason that they're there. So why doesn't he get a chance to touch the ball in overtime?
Yeah.
Like he had zero effect on that game in overtime. Yeah, he affected the whole game throughout.
That was an amazing game.
That was pretty wild.
I was thinking about that game a couple weeks ago, and I didn't even realize that wasn't even to go to the Super Bowl.
I know.
I was like, wait, that was a divisional game?
Right.
That wasn't for the right to go to the Super Bowl. Because that was an AFC, now that I think about it, that was an AFC championship matchup in the division.
Right.
Even though the Chiefs-Bengals game was great too.
It was, and
I think in hindsight, maybe I was like, well, this game was great too. But that game just felt like it was an all-time AFC championship game to go to the Super Bowl.
right. It was good for sure. And I don't think anyone's expected the Bengals to be in that position
No.
either. But
Well, because the Chiefs were kicking ass.
they were. Yeah.
And then they went for that fourth down. They got cocky as fuck. I remember talking about it. I'm not gonna get into
They
it.
got a little ahead of themselves. I can't lie. I will agree with that.
Andy Reid, like,
What you doing, bud?
that's an
He's got a Super Bowl ring, but he has found ways to fuck things up for the Chiefs. He has found ways.
and the Eagles.
And the Eagles. Plenty of times with the Eagles.
I think
Poor guy.
they go to 4 straight NFC championship games or
Yeah.
3 maybe.
Yeah.
Something along
Think
those
if Jimmy G hits Emmanuel Sanders, what's Andy Reid's?
Dude. No, what was Patrick Mahomes? Because
Right.
you think of that,
Yes.
you think of the year before. Actually, you can't really count the year before, but you think of if he hits Emmanuel Sanders, he gets tackled the 5,
Or even scores, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then the next year he gets stomped out by Tom Brady in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Patrick Mahomes is LeBron James early in his career.
Yikes.
But
But they won.
that didn't happen. That did not happen.
It's fun to think about things like that.
Ooh, I remember we were watching it at Roach's house, right?
Whew. I was so fucking hungover during that game.
What did you do the night before? Did we do
We
something?
like partied here. Yeah. It was
Did we
weird.
go to Bilko's night before?
It's not even worth talking about what happened, actually. Because I do know what happened, but I'm not going to bring it up.
What?
We'll talk about it after the show, sir.
Wait.
Yeah.
Does it involve me? No.
Not really. I don't think.
Okay.
You might have been there, but it's not really your fault. You probably were there.
Was it here or Rubicon?
It was here.
Wow, I did not remember.
Yeah, we're not going to get into it.
You better. I totally forget about this. Okay. Anyway,
All right, moving on to soccer.
you see how long we talk about the NFL?
Yeah, we're fucking idiots. Woo! Okay.
This is gonna be an NFL podcast real soon.
All right. Well. All right. So the CONCACAF World Cup qualification resumed
Can you say that one
on
more time?
Thursday. CONCACAF World Cup qualification.
Say that 5 times fast.
No, thank you. So on Thursday, U.S. played Mexico, 0-0 draw. Pretty lame game, to be honest. And then they beat Panama 5-1 on Sunday. Christian Pulisic with a hat trick.
Hattie.
Okay, so before we talk about the game, I got a question for you about penalty kicks in soccer.
You're asking me a soccer question.
Well, it's not really about soccer. It's just about how they go about it. So, a penalty gets drawn in soccer.
Okay.
It's awarded, whatever. And you get to. Do you think that the guy who gets fouled should have to take the shot, or they should get to pick anyone on the team to take the shot?
I think I know what the answer is.
I'm just thinking. I just want your opinion.
No. Should the guy who gets fouled take the shot, or should they be able to pick? I think my gut says it should be the guy who gets fouled.
That's how. Okay, so this is, and part of it, I bring this up because in hockey, that is how it is. So if there's a penalty shot that's awarded, the guy who gets, draws the penalty essentially is the one who has to take the shot.
Okay.
In soccer, you get to pick whoever you want. And so Christian Pulisic scored 2 penalty shot goals, but wasn't fouled on either of the plays, and then scored another goal to get his hat trick. It's like, is that a hat trick that's worthy? It's kind of.
I would love to hear Sal's
I know.
opinion on this, because I'm sure he probably thinks.
Yeah, because so he got his first 2 goals off of those, and then scored a pretty sexy goal late in the game to cap it off. But I just felt like that was kind of weird. And they don't celebrate hat tricks in soccer the way they do in the NHL, or
Well, because in the NBA, a technical foul, you can pick whoever you want.
Right. But that's not. There's
But
no like
there's no-
physical.
there's no physical
Right.
altercation.
Yeah. But if there's a
Well,
flagrant.
actually, there can be. Oh,
if
flagrant.
they're flagrant, the guy who gets fouled is the one who takes the shots.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that would be your better comp.
Speaking of technical fouls, your boy Steve Kerr a couple nights ago.
Who he got 2 quick ones. See ya. He didn't want to be there. You could tell. He didn't want to be there. It was 3-37 at half. He was like, you know what? Fuck the refs, I'm out.
The way you said that, I don't laugh like that very often. That was pretty good. Hey, he didn't want to be there. We're talking about soccer.
I think he probably said, fuck your mother, I'm out.
I want to know, like, what does set an official off in the NBA? Like,
I also want to know how personal it gets sometimes.
I don't
You
know.
know?
There's no way anybody says, like, fuck your mother. I bet you if you call him, like, I bet you would say, like, fuck you, like, you're a bitch, you're gone.
Right. And I think sometimes guys want to get kicked out, and they will.
Well, yeah, you could really go for it.
Yeah.
That was good.
But yeah, Steve was looking like a tomato. It was pretty fucking funny.
And Steve Kerr, it's hard to take him serious.
Because he's soft.
He's
soft. Not like naturally speaking, looking, he seems soft.
He's not a tough guy.
No.
He's not a tough guy.
But he did fight Michael Jordan back when he was playing with the Bulls.
And he got punched by Michael Jordan.
Yep.
Yeah. He didn't. I don't think.
I
don't think he beat Michael Jordan.
Probably not.
I think it was like a Will Smith, Chris Rock situation.
Oh, I can't believe we didn't bring that up already.
I didn't want to mention it, but it seemed like a really great opportunity to mention it.
So yes.
I'm actually going to mention Will Smith 2 more times on this podcast.
All
so
right.
I'll keep going.
Giddy up. So final qualification game for the United States is tomorrow against Costa Rica. Essentially, the United States is in. If they lose by less than 6 goals or tie or win, they're in the World Cup for the first time since 2014.
Let's go.
Let's go USA, baby.
And that was the year with bald-headed goalie.
Tim Howard?
Tim Howard.
Yeah, Tim
I
Howard was
remember
awesome.
watching, I think we watched maybe a game at Garrett's parents' house in 2014.
Is that right?
Oh, wait.
Tim Howard was the MVP of that team that year for sure. I don't know if you remember that game against Belgium when he had to make like fucking 20 saves.
I probably watched some of it. I want to say we were watching doing something. I remember I got my hair cut. Someone cut it for me because his mom had like the chair there and stuff. Anyways.
Yeah. I also remember that World Cup, they were in the same group as Portugal as well, which is where Cristiano Ronaldo's from, and they got to play against them. I think they tied actually against Portugal. But yeah.
So USA, baby.
We're back, baby. They have clinched no less than a spot in the play-in tournament that they have, but they're going to be in
Hell yeah.
without, unless something catastrophic happens. So yeah, we're there. We're in it. In it to win it. And I just realized that they're not doing the World Cup this year until like November, because it's in Qatar, which it's going to be way too fucking hot in the summer to play.
Because they usually do the World Cup.
It's like July,
during summertime.
August. Yeah.
Sweet. USA, baby.
Let's get it.
Let's hope they can win, like, a game.
Yeah, I
If
mean,
they make it.
let's get out of the group stage. How about that?
Yeah.
All right, March Madness. It's that time.
It is that time. Gonzaga, Arizona, and your Boilermakers of Purdue all got upset in the Sweet 16.
So that means everyone in our pool, champion's done after 3 rounds.
Yeah, I was done after the first day.
Oof. I was feeling like kind of cool, like having Purdue last the longest.
Yeah.
And that lasted all of 1 day.
So, Gonzaga, they have the most appearances as a 1 seed by a school who has never won a national championship. They have 5.
5 appearances as a 1 seed.
Oklahoma's tied with them too at 5.
No shit. I didn't.
Yes.
When were they good at basketball?
I don't know if
I don't feel like when Buddy and Trae Young were there, I don't think
they
good.
were, but I think they must have been. Also, I want to say, thanks. One more thing about Gonzaga. So remember in 2016 when the Cubs were in the World Series,
Mhm.
and I think you were saying that you kind of were hoping they would lose. You thought it was better for baseball, right?
A little bit.
I kind of feel like Gonzaga continuously coming up short in the in NCAA March Madness
Mm-hmm.
in the tournament. Could I debate that it's good for college basketball?
I mean, I see where you're coming from.
This is one of those things I actually wrote down and screenshot.
Yeah.
Because I was like, wait, is this?
Well, I think the more you build up a story, which is kind of where I was going with the Cubs, is like the more you build up a story, the more interest it gets. You know, I mean, the Cubs having not won a World Series for what, like 100+ years or something, and the same with like the Red Sox when they won theirs, it was like 80-something years. So yeah, I see where you're coming from.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, 'cause I do think NCAA would like Gonzaga to win because they are not one of the blue blood.
Right. It's
top,
kind of
you know.
similar to like Villanova when they won their first one.
Yeah,
I would say.
but Villanova's they're in the what conference?
The Big East, which is not a major conference anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But Gonzaga, what's their conference? I don't even know.
I think it's the WCC.
That's what I'm trying.
Yeah.
That's also, you could say that they might want them to win because they're not a small school, but a school from a smaller conference.
Right. I see. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
But them them coming up, having this 1 seed, which seems to be almost every other year,
Right.
and they fall short. It's almost like good for the ratings,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And not to say March Madness doesn't need more ratings because it's arguably one of the biggest
It does help
attractions
create
in sports.
It does help create a storyline for future seasons. You know.
I just want to, am I crazy?
No. But you were spot on in me thinking that the Cubs were.
No, I remember you specifically saying
Yeah. I did not root for them. I was just like, I think it would be better if we kept the storyline going.
Hey, he didn't root for him, but he's wearing a shirt now.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that ironic?
Wrigleyville. I didn't even plan that. Hey, it was meant to be.
It was meant to be. I think the biggest story of March Madness so far, I mean, it's already over, but St. Peter's being the first 15 seed to reach the Elite Eight, that's been pretty well documented, but crazy.
Dude, they got crushed by North Carolina.
They did.
They lost in the Elite Eight to North Carolina. I texted you and Garrett, or was it just you guys, or was it the whole group chat? I think it was with Owen Ashley too.
Right.
They got. I guess I hadn't watched a St. Peter's game yet this year, or in the tournament. Because I don't think anybody watched St. Peter's
Absolutely not.
prior to the tournament.
They would probably never be televised.
I texted you guys. I was like, these guys look really small
Yeah.
against North Carolina. And you're
Yeah.
like, well, they play a forward guard.
I think they do play forward guard. Yeah, that's
Which
what
makes
they're
sense
saying.
now.
Yeah.
But it literally looked like a JV versus varsity
It was
team.
it was unfair. I think what's funny too is like it took the lowest seeded team that they played to finally make them look like they were a 15 seed. You know, I just thought that was kind of funny because they played a 2, a 7, and a 3. Yeah.
I was also thinking that I was like, wow, these players who are St. Peter's players that are playing against North Carolina, they're probably like, wow, we're playing against North
I
Carolina.
know, right?
But also they
You
beat,
probably said that against Kentucky.
no, but they beat Kentucky. I was
Yeah.
like, well, they beat Kentucky, and they also
even
beat
Purdue's a big school.
Purdue.
Yeah,
They're like, they probably thought the same thing against Kentucky because
Yeah.
they're a blue blood
right,
of this whole tournament or of college basketball.
right.
But North Carolina it just has more history than Kentucky, I would say.
I think so, especially in our time. Like they've won national championships in our time.
And you know, to me, the whole Michael Jordan aspect, like, wait, Michael Jordan played.
Right.
Like,
That's pretty.
his
big.
logo's on their jersey.
That's
like
big.
one of those things.
Yep. But yeah, so
Shout out to St. Peter's though.
yeah,
Shout
pretty
out to
cool.
them.
The Peacocks.
You know,
They beat Purdue on National Peacock Day, which is pretty.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I was going to mention that. What are the dude?
What are the odds?
What are the odds?
I feel like I had something else about them, but yeah, pretty awesome run. Yeah, so our Elite Eight results: Villanova beat Houston, Duke over Arkansas, Kansas beat Miami, and those Sunday games were pretty shitty.
Yeah.
Kansas beat Miami, and then North Carolina over St. Peter's, like we just talked about.
So our Final Four matchups are Villanova against Kansas and North Carolina against Duke, which is for the first time. This is an astonishing stat. For the first time ever, UNC plays Duke in the tournament.
Pretty crazy.
I would have thought they played multiple times.
Well, that's like with the Giants and Dodgers playing for the first time in the playoffs last year. Kind of similar.
Yeah, it's a good call. Good call. Also, Coach K with that win over the weekend got his 100th NCAA tournament win,
That was pretty cool.
which I think is most all
Yeah,
time.
it's got to be. Yeah.
And he also, with him going to the Final Four, has surpassed John Wooden as the most Final Four appearances of all time.
Nice.
13 to 12.
13. That's fucking ridiculous.
And if you pass John Wooden in anything in college
That's,
basketball, that means you're doing something right.
That is very right.
Because John Wooden, I think it's pretty much John Wooden, Coach K, or, you know,
Mhm.
1A, 1B.
Mm-hmm. I mean, those UCLA teams were probably a little more dominant, but different era.
So he's been to 13 Final Fours, but I think he's only won 5 championships. I mean, only, but
Yeah. That is a lot of times not getting it done, but yeah. Still impressive nonetheless. I mean, just think about having to win 6 straight games. That's tough.
it's tough.
Yeah.
You know what I saw yesterday? We'll get to the women's in a second, but I think Gino Auriemma in the championship game is 11-0.
Fuck, yeah, that's pretty sick.
Dude, that's dirty. That's
really
dirty.
cool.
That's gross.
That's awesome.
That's gross, man.
He gets there and he gets it done.
That's like Bill Russell numbers almost.
Yeah. That's same shit. Pretty much. Oh, well, Bill Russell probably lost some, right?
I think he lost one.
One?
Or one or two.
Jeez. So one thing I was thinking about is I can't remember if I mentioned it, but after North Carolina beat Duke in the last game of the regular season, like Coach K's last home
Yes.
game, right? I felt like the only way that Duke could get make up for it essentially is if they won the national championship. And how fitting is it that they're playing each other in this national semifinal?
Unpopular opinion. I'm rooting for Duke.
Oh fuck yeah, I'm rooting for
Are
Duke.
you rooting for
Hell
Duke?
Yeah. Why would you not?
Have you ever rooted for Duke though? Ever? No.
Okay.
no.
No. Okay. I've never thought of them as like the Yankees. Like
Okay, okay.
I've never really felt that way. And maybe it's just my lack of connection to college basketball, but I've never felt that way about Duke. I've never like been like a fan. Like I've never really rooted for him, but I've never felt that way about Duke, and I'm definitely rooting for him the rest of the way.
A lot of pressure.
Big time.
Because if they lose on Saturday, it's it sucks.
Right.
But if you win on Saturday, you have to fucking win on April 4th. You have to.
Right.
You have to win on April 4th.
Part of me feels like they're gonna beat Carolina and lose to Kansas.
I think Villanova's going to beat them.
Really? Villanova, did you see they lost one of their best players to injury?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's why I can't pick them. It's just going to be too tough.
Speaking of blue bloods, do you like how every team in here is
Right.
blue colored?
Yeah.
It's fitting.
Okay, do you think I'm crazy by thinking that Jay Wright might be the best coach
No.
in college basketball?
Because
I really posed it as a question. I didn't think that, oh yeah, he for sure is, but the more I thought about it, the more I really think he is.
you could say currently, because Coach K,
He's on his way
the
out.
last time they won with
It's
him,
like
2016,
20,
or
something like that, yeah.
with Jabari, no, with Okafor.
Yeah, Jalil Okafor. Yeah. I think the only guys I could really throw in there would be Bill Self, who coaches for Kansas. Maybe,
Calipari.
Calipari, but Calipari doesn't really have. I think he only has one, right?
He does have one.
And Jay Wright has 2 at a smaller school. It's only 6,700 students. I looked it up.
Yeah.
Doesn't play in a power conference.
That game, the last championship for Villanova when he hit at the buzzer.
Oh my god,
Dude,
that is so.
Dude, that is cold.
That was so sick.
That was fucking
Yeah.
cold. Root for Duke. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
Absolutely,
I'm going for Duke.
100% rooting for Duke. I think they're going to beat Carolina, and Kansas is going to beat Villanova, and I think Kansas is going to win the whole thing.
You think
Personally,
so?
but I'm definitely rooting for Duke. What about you?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, same.
I'm going Villanova Duke. I'm gonna go
Villanova Duke. All right.
I'm
I don't
probably-
think that Villanova has no chance, but I just think it's going to be tough
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's been pretty documented that they are not a very deep team to begin with.
Oh, so by the time we come back,
It's going to be over.
it's gonna be over.
Yep.
I'm gonna go Duke. Fuck it. Coach K, just go out.
I hope he does, man. I mean, they're gonna if Kansas and Duke play each other, that's gonna be a really good matchup. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
So, I'm with you. Let's go Duke. Bracket pool update. I think we had a little change of the guard here. Top 3 right now is Garrett. He's got 660 points. Zoe at 600, and Ashley also at 600. The only 3 people that have a team left is Garrett with Duke. Zoe has Kansas, and I also have Kansas.
But you have no chance of winning.
I have no chance of winning because Zoe also has Kansas. So if Kansas wins, her points also go up. I can move as high as 2nd place, and I would need Duke to lose to North Carolina.
Look at Garrett.
But yeah, Garrett's pretty much in the driver's seat. I mean, I would expect Duke to beat Carolina, but it's obviously not a gimme. All right. We're going to talk about the women's tournament here real quick. What do you
Yes. Women's Final Four. We have South Carolina, Louisville, UConn. It's like,
got? Fucking
yeah.
just another year.
And your Stanford Cardinals.
Woo!
Which I just found out for the first time again that they won last year.
I know we talked about it on this show, but they did win last year.
Fuck, man, I don't remember that.
It was kind of a surprise because they're always one of those teams that, they're Final Four, Elite 8 bound generally,
Yeah.
but they don't generally win it.
Also, 3 number 1 seeds made it to the Final Four.
Never a shock in women's for whatever reason.
I know, it's weird. And it surprised me that we haven't had like a perfect women's bracket.
That would be more realistic, I feel like. Maybe it's just not as popular to do. Yeah, I don't know.
But who you got? Well, why am I? Not?
Realistically though, I think South Carolina is the best team
Yeah.
left. So I'll take them. And Stanford has to play UConn, and Paige Beckers is back, and they're
Paige
they're
Beckers
good.
is bad.
They're good.
Bro. She's good. I'm going UConn.
UConn?
I'm going UConn.
Fuck it. Yeah.
I'm going.
Like if they get there, they're gonna be tough to beat.
What did I just tell you earlier? Gino.
Gino is
11-0.
Yep.
I don't care who's on the other side. You're looking at him, you're like, this motherfucker's won.
I will
11
say,
times.
like obviously South Carolina, they're playing Louisville. Is that right? That's the other team in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know Stanford is playing UConn, but so those teams, whichever one wins, they're hoping that UConn does not win because you don't want to face Gino. In the
So
championship
do you
game.
think Stanford is going to win?
I'm not super confident in it.
No.
They're a good team. They're like a really deep scoring lineup, but I don't feel like they have the star power. Like if Paige Becker starts taking over the game, it could be.
And Stanford's coach is
Dude, Tara Vanderveer's been there forever. She's fucking
Yeah,
she's up there.
she's been there.
Yeah. I've dropped a lot of F-bombs today. I'm really sorry, Dad.
We've been doing that a lot lately. It's just it's who we are. We drop
Yeah.
F-bombs.
I think I said bullshit once on 4th Out the other day. And I was like, oh, I'm not back in my space.
Did you drink? Did you drink at all?
Absolutely not. It was before work.
I think you gotta drink before a little bit. Like
Just to get the.
just maybe take a shot and then have a cocktail. That's it.
I don't think the bosses would like to hear that.
Well, they'll do it before work.
Well, that's the thing is I've planned it. I actually may do my next episode tomorrow. I haven't decided.
Really?
It's probably gonna be Thursday because I gotta do inventory at work on Friday. But yeah, you're right. Maybe we'll have to be.
You might have, you have to say that you're drinking. You can just be like, and this is also it's associated, so you could be like,
Right. That could help get the jitters out.
There you go.
Yeah.
Or
We'll
you
think
could,
about
or you could smoke.
it. Yeah.
I don't know.
Dude, no, that would not go.
Whatever gets the job done.
Yeah, that would not go well.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to the National Basketball Association.
Yes.
We are really spinning the yarn today. So before we get into our contender rankings and NBA focus, we got a couple notes. New York vaccination laws have been drastically changed for entertainers and athletes.
Did you? I think the mayor of New York is conveniently either Mets or Yankees fan.
Most likely, yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, did you see? And Kevin Durant made a really good point. He's like, okay, so Kyrie can come
Watch
attend
us.
the home games, but he can't play.
Yeah, so you're telling me the difference of COVID is between the seats and the.
That is the dumbest. Just, I don't even want. I hate getting like. And it's not even politics. It's just common sense. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
It's weird. It's strange.
It's really like I have generally not supported Kyrie and his decision, and it's not even like I'm an advocate for the vaccine. I'm just an advocate for being a fucking teammate.
Yeah.
And so, his decision not to do it when it's, I don't know. I know people have their values and their beliefs, but yeah, I always thought that was dumb. But I also thought the whole rule was dumb as well. So
Shout out to Kyrie for staying true to himself, and
that's fair.
he made it work.
Yeah, he made it work, and he's gonna get to play in home games for the rest of the year, and in the playoffs, which that is game changer.
Yes.
Thoughts?
How can you not like Brooklyn after this?
They definitely moved up my rankings.
They
I will preview that,
yeah, me too. Yeah, they're definitely up more.
and some of it has to do with other teams shitting the bed,
Yes.
including my Warriors. But
Dude, remember when I laughed at you for saying they're gonna be the champions? I'm feeling way better about that now. I'm feeling 100% better about that now.
I bet you are, big boy. Can't wait till Steph's back.
Yeah. So the LA Lakers,
Look like shit.
LeBron.
I'm gonna look up the standings right now to see exactly what they say. so that
LeBron
we can
rolled
be
his ankle a couple days ago.
Oof, not good.
He also got 37,000 points. Second player ever to do that. How do you
Shut
feel?
the fuck up about that guy.
Cool. All right.
F-bomb number 7.
Are they gonna miss the plan? Do you think?
I think they are. I really think they are. And let's get the standings right here. Come on, ESPN. We'll wake up.
I don't think they
Put on a
will.
little
I
bit.
think they're gonna win the playing game.
Currently, right now, based on tiebreakers, they are not in. They're tied for the last spot, but not in the play-in right now. And I don't see their team getting any better.
Dude, Westbrook.
What do you think?
Westbrook, he's good, bro.
Westbrook, and I will say that to his face.
In all seriousness, it's not looking good with LeBron and AD down.
AD is supposedly going to be back soon. I don't know.
What
but
does that
Yeah,
mean? What does that mean?
it's yeah. I can't believe the Pelicans are in right as of right now. Pelicans and Spurs who have been shit all year.
Shout out to CJ McCollum.
Mm-hmm. And not shout out to Zion for
Your boy, actually no, not your boy. Zion
Yeah.
Williamson. Lakers next year.
next year. Yeah.
Sorry, Jimmy.
Guess so.
Remember when Jimmy made fun of us big time? He grilled us big time. Remember that?
Yeah, I did.
Remember that? Remember that?
It's
Remember that, Jimmy? Remember that? Remember that?
Do you hear? Cuckoo,
Remember that?
Cuckoo. The thing that's crazy is that I think a lot of people, and myself included, thought that the Westbrook fit didn't make a lot of sense, but I didn't think it was going to be this bad.
You were.
Because I still had them going to in my predictions, I had them go into the conference finals.
Yeah.
But I did not think it was going to be this bad. But it is working out the way, as bad as it could.
You called it.
Yeah.
Because
I don't think that was a crazy take though.
didn't you say that their odds were better and you thought they were actually
Oh, they should have.
worse?
They should have been worse. Absolutely.
In hindsight,
Absolutely.
you were absolutely right.
Anyone who put their money on the Lakers, nice, attaboys and gals.
Good job. Good job.
You really killed it. So that's how I feel about the Lakers. On to other news.
Yes.
Contender rankings. Let's do it.
All right, I'll go first.
Do it.
I'm gonna go 1 through 6.
Okay.
Number 1, I still have the Phoenix Suns. Number 2, I still have the Milwaukee Bucks. 3, Brooklyn Nets, baby. Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn Nets. Fuck with me.
So okay. So think about this. The Bucks and Nets could play in the first round. I mean, they could play a lot of teams, but the Bucks and Nets could play in the first round. And you think that would theoretically that would be your conference finals?
Yeah, that'd be great.
That's pretty wild.
The NBA wants that, I guarantee it. 4, I still put the Sixers down there. I know they just lost to the Bucks tonight,
They did. Close one.
but
Only 2-point loss.
5, I got the Celtics.
Celtics.
I put them back a little bit from last week. And my sixth one, different from past couple weeks. I put the Heat there. Just
Heat?
throw them there.
Because you had them before, but then dropped them for 1 week. Is that right?
I had the Heat at 3 last week.
Oh, you still had them in last week.
Oh yeah,
Okay. So who did you added who to the
Brooklyn.
Oh, so the Nets weren't on your list last week?
No,
Okay, got it.
so I kept it to 5.
Right.
But now it's like I'm still figuring out this whole thing.
Right. And it's a personal list.
Chances are I'm gonna be figuring it out until playoffs start.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of treating it like how we did the NFL.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah, it is a little different. And this year is, like I've been saying, I think it's a little unprecedented.
And it's just the
in amount of teams
NFL
that-
one to me is just it's it has many games, so it's
right.
way easier.
Yeah. But it is tough at the same time to really nail down to like, well, I guess eventually they do kind of work themselves out.
Because I hate to pick the top seeds in every.
Just by record, but when we do it by college football standards, that's kind of what matters.
We do.
Yeah, that's kind of what matters.
Yeah.
Okay, so my list. Like you, I had the Suns 1 and the Bucks 2. I had the Sixers still at number 3.
Okay.
I essentially just moved 2 teams down. I had the Heat at 4 and the Warriors at 5. I now have the Grizzlies, Nets, and Celtics just moved up. So Grizzlies 4, Nets 5, Celtics 6. I wanted to put the Celtics higher, but Robert Williams just got hurt, and he may not play again unless they reach like the conference finals or something, which I'm not so sure they will if he's not healthy. So
We will get to that.
yeah, so that's going to be tough for them. I have the Heat now at 7, Warriors at 8, and I almost dropped both those teams off my list, but I thought about it enough to where I was like, okay, if things go right, they could still be in the hunt.
Yeah.
And then Nuggets 9, just 10. Mavericks are actually sort of making a move too, but not quite like we've talked about. It's just a Luka show. It's going to be tough for him to win a series.
Yeah, I think for my contenders, I really gotta.
You got to feel it.
Really gotta feel it.
Yeah, which having a feeling about 6 teams is actually a lot.
It
Because
is.
I'm not even really sure I have the feeling about that many teams. On
I mean,
this
if we're really breaking it down, I'm picking 3 teams. I'm picking Suns, Bucks, Brooklyn.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. The reason I like the Sixers enough to put them higher is that
They have the
they have the star power.
star power.
Yeah,
They have the
which
paper.
the Nets do as well.
The team's on paper.
Right. And I haven't seen the Sixers with James Harden and Joel Embiid in the playoffs.
Yeah. Okay, that's
So
right.
I think there's a little bit of mystery there involved, and so yeah.
Okay.
NBA focus: Celtics, Bulls, Raptors today. I'm gonna just get right to it. What are the chances of any of these teams winning a playoff series?
Wow. Celtics, they're gonna win a playoff series, I think.
Like I said, I think it's gonna be tough without Robert Williams because he's a very, very key piece of that team. I know it's a good team overall, but
Yeah. I think the Raptors can win the playoff series.
the Raptors are interesting. They're a lot better than I would have guessed. I don't even know if I had them in the top 10.
The
coming
Bulls,
in.
they
Bulls are dropping like a rock.
lost stride.
Right. A lot like the Cavaliers, which we would have gotten to if they were still playing well. But
Big time stride. It's gone.
yeah.
Sorry about it.
I think the Celtics probably have the best chance out of all these 3 teams to win a
Yes.
series. It's going to be tough without Mr. Williams. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
And I didn't realize how good Robert Williams has been playing. He's averaging 10 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 blocks.
Yeah, and he's kind of a, I guess you could say a Draymond Green in that he's more than just what the box score says. You
Yeah.
know? Plays really tough defense,
Yeah.
crashes the boards.
But I mean, the Celtics have been playing. They've been playing great. They have.
They're on fire.
I think if I count it right, they have 20 wins out of their last 24 games.
That's a good run. That's a really good run.
And it was 23 up until I wrote 20 and 23.
They lost
last
game.
night.
Yeah, and they held that first position in the East for a few hours.
Second, yeah. I mean, the Celtics. The question I had for them was, are they playing too hot too soon? Too soon.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, they did pick a better time of the year to be hot. But that's a good point. It's just that injury is so fresh that I'm a little, twisted about this team right now. I got to see what they're like without him and whatnot. So
Yeah. But the Bulls. I mean, what happened to the Bulls? Like,
I think the Bulls are kind of right where I thought they would be.
DeMar went from MVP to.
Just another guy again. Just back to DeMar.
And DeMar DeRozan's a really good player.
Right.
Like, I'm not trying to belittle what he is.
Right. I think they just kind of came back to earth. Is really what happened. They were probably not as good as their record said early in the season. Yeah.
And one for the Raptors is, do they need another Kawhi type player to really be serious as a champion?
Yeah. I mean, like Pascal Siakam being their best player, and they still got Fred VanVleet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't do a lot of research. on
Also,
this team.
do you like the nickname Spicy P?
for Pascal Siakam?
Yeah, that's his name.
Spicy P.
I don't like that.
It doesn't really have a good ring to it. It's just more comical than anything.
I haven't done the proper research, but does he like hot sauce? Like, I don't get it.
Well, where's he from? He's probably from somewhere in Africa, I'm guessing, right? Yeah.
But what does that have to do with spicy?
I mean, I was thinking like if he was from from Thailand, curry.
Okay.
Spicy food.
You just want to say curry, don't?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
just want to say
Exactly
curry.
right.
Yeah.
I just miss him so much.
Yeah.
I got you off your train. This episode sucks.
No, I like this. This
No,
is good.
I'm
This is
kidding.
good.
I'm
This is
totally
good.
kidding.
What are you talking about?
I'm totally kidding.
Don't fuck with me, dude. Don't fuck with me. One thing about the Raptors, though, is I like the experience that they have kind of as a core. And
Sure.
I do like the head coach. Nick Nurse is a
I like Nick Nurse a lot. He's
championship-winning coach.
He's underrated.
He is.
Underrated.
Also, the Celtics are the second best point differential in the league.
I know that flipped fast. They've been blowing out good teams too. I think in like the last week they blew out the Jazz, the Nuggets, and there's one other good team that they blew out too. But yeah, they've been rolling. But yeah, I just don't like the heartbeat of that championship team for the Raptors was Kyle Lowry and Kawhi Leonard, and they don't have anyone close to that right now.
No, they don't.
As far as like a leader, well, Kawhi wasn't really a leader, but he was a go get you a bucket kind of guy for
And,
sure.
I love Fred Greta Van Vliet. I love him. He's good. He kind of looks like Drake, which is fitting because he plays in Toronto.
And we're about to talk about Drake too.
Yes, we are. We are going to talk about Drake. Glad you said that.
Anything else about the NBA?
No.
That was a great segment. Let's move on. Best and worst celebrity sports fans.
Shout out to Zoe Panchesson.
Yes, that is our secret segment of the day. I'm going to do this really quick. And we're back. Yes, this is going to be fun. I think. Thank you again to Zoe for the suggestion for one.
Yes.
Also, this is another advertisement to keep giving us something to talk about. Just
More.
whatever you want to hear us
More.
talk about. Don't ask us a question. Just give us give us a topic, something general.
Because my best list is a lot longer than the worst. And
I'm gonna roll with you, man. I think
Cool.
you probably got a good list, so
Yes.
let her rip.
I had to look a little bit for to
To kind of remind yourself.
No, I didn't. When I started this, I did not want to look on the internet. I wanted to think
Right.
and like what I think of first. You know what I mean?
Sure.
All that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There's a couple that I'm gonna mention that I did look for or that I did find. One of them, Devin did help me with, so I'll give her a little bit of a shout out there too.
There you go.
So, can we go best or worst first?
I don't even really have a list. I just kind of wanted to talk about them and their affiliations with whatever teams they root for. But you can rattle it off if
Yeah.
you want to do that.
So the first person I thought of, I don't know why, but Matthew McConaughey, Texas.
Oh, that's a good one. I kind of forgot about him.
Nick, you don't like it, but he loves his Texas Longhorns. You cannot deny that.
Yep. That makes me think of Toby Keith, who's a big horns down guy.
Is he an Oklahoma guy?
He's a Boomer Sooner.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, no, you're right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
Someone fact check me, but I'm pretty sure.
There you go. The second person I thought of on this list, by far, Billy Crystal.
Oh yeah.
Dude, he is courtside at every Clippers game
Yeah.
that probably has ever existed. Who roots for the Clippers?
No.
Do you know any Clippers fans?
Okay, that also makes me think
Apparently, my dad's mom
of... Yeah.
is a Clippers fan. I've never met her. I met her once. I was like 2. She's a Clippers fan? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, how do you live in LA and be a celebrity and not just immediately attach yourself to the Lakers?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck who's good and who's not. F-bomb number 8.
But you've seen Billy Crystal.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Yeah. Also, I'm probably gonna botch this name, but this man deserves to be on this list because I thought about him. His name is Nav Hatia Bahi. It's spelled strange. It's Bhatia.
Do I know this guy? Is he an actor?
He was. He's a Raptors fan. He's at every Raptors
Oh,
home game
yeah.
for 26 straight
Right,
years.
right.
The only reason why he wasn't for longer is because COVID.
That's right. I do remember that guy.
He
He became famous in the finals for sure.
yeah, but he's literally for 26 years was at every Raptors home game.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I don't know how you could say who's better than that when it comes to a fan, right?
Right.
So shout out, I completely botched his name. Apologize. Please, someone tell me something different. It's incredible. It's an incredible. That's probably one of the better stats we've had on this podcast.
You're right. That's a good run.
26 years of straight home games.
That's from day one of the Raptors.
Day
probably,
one,
right?
I think, yeah. And how many home games? There's 40 home games, but
Yeah.
still, like you have nothing better to do for 40 straight,
I know,
40
right?
home games.
Yeah. Like you're there. That's
You're there.
That
and
is.
he's like behind the hoop,
Yeah.
at least recently,
Right.
for most of these games.
Yeah. Like that's some dedication.
The next one, he's got to be on like the Mount Rushmore for this team. It's Jack Nicholson
Ooh,
for the Lakers. For the Lakers, right?
Yeah.
He is Mr. Courtside.
Do you have Seinfeld on there?
We're getting there.
I just want to make sure.
He's actually yeah, we'll get there. Jack Nicholson,
Jack Nicholson's great.
dude. He was probably doing cocaine with Magic Johnson in the '80s.
Probably.
I mean,
Probably.
You know, Magic Johnson wouldn't admit to this, but he definitely. Come on. Jack Nicholson.
That creepy old man.
This one you could tell me if I'm a little off, but he is the owner of this team. But Mark Cuban.
Yeah. He is a celebrity though.
But he is also in the stands. He's not in the press
Oh yeah,
box. He's down in the box.
And he's wearing t-shirts and
He's wearing t-shirts.
and gym shorts. Yeah.
He's there. He's like behind.
Yeah.
Another behind the hooper.
He's a homie. Yeah.
You probably know exactly where he's sitting.
Right. Yeah.
I'm counting Mark Cuban.
Oh yeah. I'm with you. I do think it's cool that he sits in the stands, because
awesome.
like you see the Warriors owners,
They're-
like Joe Lacob will sit on the floor,
He's four.
but he's not in the stands.
Mark Cuban, for some reason, likes sitting.
Like a few rows in. Yeah.
It's
It
cool.
is pretty
It's
awesome.
cool. It's cool.
He probably makes friends with like people, and that's just why he likes doing that.
The next guy is a little biased. You know, I'm wearing the shirt. Post Malone, Cowboys fan. The dude has a tattoo on his chest. I can't, you know. Would I get a Cowboys tattoo? Maybe if I was as rich as Post Malone. Maybe. Shout out Posty. The one that Devin reminded me of, which probably is the biggest sports fan or basketball fan on this list, Spike Lee.
Spike Lee is a great one.
I did not think of Spike
Yeah.
Lee until Devin said something. Thank you, Devin. Love you. Appreciate it. He lives and breathes. He bleeds orange and blue. Spike Lee.
He is Mr. Nick, pretty much.
He is Mr. Nick.
Yeah, pretty much.
He is.
Yep.
By far.
Can't say I've ever seen a Spike Lee movie though.
You haven't
Did we
seen-
talk about this
you haven't-
recently?
You haven't seen Do the Right Thing?
No.
Damn.
Is that the only one you've seen?
Yes.
There you go.
But it's a good one. It's a classic.
Okay, fair enough.
I didn't see Black Klansman. I kind of wanted to see that. I told you I'd mention him again. Will Smith.
Big Willie style.
I know he's from Philly. He loves, watching the Fresh Prince. I know he loves the Sixers.
I was
And
gonna
he
say.
loves the Eagles.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like I could associate him with the Sixers, but it wouldn't have come to my mind right away.
I'm sure he likes the Phillies,
I would think.
but I've never really
Probably not
seen
much of a baseball
anything
guy, maybe.
for me
Yeah.
to think that he likes the Phillies. So
Okay.
shout out to Big Willie.
Okay.
Snoop Dogg, the Lakers.
Oh yeah.
He's from Long Beach, which I guess is from the LA area.
Yeah, and Rams too. Like, he's big. He's a pretty decent Rams guy.
Yeah,
too,
he's
right?
not who. Yeah, I think he's a Rams guy. No, he's a Steelers guy. He likes the Steelers.
Does he?
He's a Steelers fan, I think.
Okay, you might be right. Well, I guess when you growing up in LA in the late '90s, or well, he was already growing up, but
Yeah.
the Rams weren't there anymore.
I almost put NWA for the Raiders,
Yeah, that's
but I don't even know if they really. I mean, Ice Cube loves the Raiders.
That's Ice Cube's team.
That's
for
one
sure.
that I did look up, and
That's Ice Cube's team for sure.
But you had Eazy-E, you had Ice Cube, you had the other two
They would rock
guys,
the game.
MC Ren, and
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think Dr. Dre really gives a fuck.
No, probably not.
Um,
Because Dr. Dre, like, they had him wearing like a Dodgers hat, I think, a lot in that movie, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about it. That's one of the best. We don't like the Dodgers, but that LA, Dodger LA.
It's a classic look.
It's classic.
Yeah, they did well.
I'm going to throw out E40.
Oh, I was definitely going to throw out E40.
Giants, Sharks.
Giants, Sharks, Warriors for sure. I wish the listening audience saw your face.
I'm gonna throw out Eddie Vedder, Cubs fan. Anybody who's a Cubs fan, you're on my list.
All right,
And Eddie Vedder, Pearl Jam.
Okay, I guess I forgot he was
Their best album by far, debut album 10.
Mm-hmm.
Even Flow, Jeremy.
Mm-hmm.
Missing one more. It's Black's a great song. Right?
Yeah.
Black's a great song. I think I'm missing one more, maybe not.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm not gonna go on that tangent right now. Jerry Seinfeld. The Mets.
The Mets.
What's wrong with my Mets?
Well, they're just not the good New York team. Sorry, Jerry.
No. I love me some Seinfeld. Have you ever actually watched an episode of Seinfeld?
Yeah. I mean, it's.
Have you watched the whole thing?
It's always on TV, so like you can trip over.
That shit is syndicated. That's why he's worth.
No, I think
$500
Seinfeld.
million.
It's got good quality humor.
It's the best show ever.
Yeah.
It's the best show ever. My last one on my best list. I'm gonna throw in Flea and Anthony Kiedis, Lakers fans.
Okay. Well, yeah, they're definitely SoCal guys.
It's more Flea because I feel like Flea, he loves Lakers.
Yeah.
They had a song off their album Mother's Milk called Magic Johnson.
I guess I didn't. Okay, I've never really listened to that early stuff, but yeah. Okay.
I like the song. It's maybe not for the
everybody.
casual Chili Peppers fan.
Right.
It's cool. What about you? Do you have anything on your best list?
So yeah, like E40 definitely in there. I just more than anything, I want to give credit because I don't even know why these guys popped in my head, but John Hamm and his St. Louis, John Hamm,
yes.
Yep, his St. Louis Allegiance, and Ty Burrell who plays Philadelphia, big Oregon Ducks guy.
Okay.
Yep, always rocking his Oregon hat. So I want to give a shout out to him. But even Marlins man is
that's
a goof.
That is a good one.
He's a goofball, but Marlins man is definitely a dedicated sports fan in general.
That's a good one.
Always at big events. So yeah, those would be on my honorable mentions best list.
On my worst list, the first person I thought of without hesitation, Drake. The worst.
Yeah, he's.
This dude likes everybody.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna follow the Raptors when they're championship bound.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I like Kentucky.
Kentucky. He's on the sidelines of every major.
This dude was taking like layup lines with Kentucky 5 years ago, shooting air balls.
That was
shooting
fucking
air
hilarious.
balls.
That was hilarious. That was amazing.
It's just like, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
That was probably his worst moment, as a sports fan. The Kentucky Bulls.
To me, LeBron James is a really bad sports fan. This dude likes the Yankees. He likes the Lakers. Or he likes the Dodgers.
Yeah, any Cleveland team when they're doing good,
Yeah.
but not when they're doing bad.
Yeah, the Cowboys he likes apparently.
Yeah, that was perfect. Cowboys.
Really bad.
Get it.
Another one, E40 is bad because the Niners and the Warriors.
Hey, come on. He's on both.
I had to do it to you. This one right here, I had really had to dig deep. Skip Bayless.
Oh.
He is a terrible Cowboys fan.
Oh.
He's the worst. He is the absolute worst.
He just shouldn't be on TV.
He is bad. Also, when it comes to Tom Brady, dude, stop. He is so bad when it comes to Tom Brady.
And LeBron.
Well, but he's not a fan of LeBron.
But his hatred for LeBron is ridiculous.
True.
Yeah.
The last, but certainly not least, Stephen A. Smith, because he is a Steelers fan, but he is also an anti-Cowboys fan.
Is he not a Giants fan?
Yeah.
Is he really a Steelers? I didn't know that.
I feel like I've heard him. He reps the Giants. Always, he likes New York teams because he likes.
But he's always like shitting on the Giants and the Knicks because of course they've just been bad for a while.
I think he grew up liking the Steelers.
Did he really?
So I think that's why he hates the Cowboys so much.
Oh, because of the rivalry from the old days. Interesting.
And that's all I got.
Good insight.
Zoe, great question. I'm actually glad that I haven't. I thought about this. You know, I thought you'd have a lot more.
I was going to put some more effort into it, but then I had to pick up a TV today, so that kind of threw things out of whack. I was hungover.
Yeah, do you want to tell them how big this TV is right here? Just tell them.
It's
tell them what you bought in the past 48 hours. Actually, you don't have to.
I've cha-chinged a lot. TV, 65-inch, 4K, baby,
Dude.
crisp. Haven't even been plugged in yet. Got a nice PS5, so I can play the show, play some PSG
It's
on
like
FIFA.
it's like Emerson TV Cribs over here.
And T-shirt order has been placed.
Wow.
On the way. Let's go.
My dad asked me what colors it was. I said blue and white. It's blue and yellow. I forgot.
It's not even yellow. It's like champagne.
Okay.
Yeah, it's champagne. They're crispy though, and I got a surprise for you, associated with that.
Do you?
Yep.
Oh, it's associated.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Also, my last bad one, Jackson Mahomes. Terrible.
Wow, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's. Can we throw in Brittany too?
Yeah, well, they're the same person.
They're 1A, 1B. That's a good one.
Had to get that in there. Sorry. All right, that was fun.
That was good. Thank you, Zoe.
Yep.
Can we get more of those?
Right.
Those
That was a good one.
those were
where,
awesome.
You know. Mhm.
I can do that all day.
That was actually way better than I mean, I knew it was gonna be good. It was better. Exceeded expectations. Exceeded expectations.
Come on, you got me. Come
Yeah, you are good. Good at what you do. I love you.
on. I love you too, man.
We haven't been drinking much. Cheers.
Speak for yourself.
Terrible show on this one, by the way.
Ooh.
Gage, what time is it? Do you like it?
Speak for yourself. I liked it with
It's too much yelling.
Jason Whitlock. A lot of people don't like him, but
Oh, I like Jason Whitlock too.
he's a
yeah.
little outspoken.
Yeah. But he speaks the truth.
What time is it? Also,
Last call, baby.
for our YouTube audience,
Yep.
do you like our
Ornaments
ornaments? Emerson has the 50th year anniversary of the Giants
back
ball.
in 2008. And it's got the New York Giants logo on it. It's kind of sexy.
I think it's nice. Would you rock a New York Giants hat?
No. Because I have no allegiance to the New York Giants. They're all San Francisco Giants. But I do love that
You're not
logo.
like Chris Mad Dog Russo.
That guy is nuts.
And the ball that I have is the All-Star game from 2007, which I regret to
Yeah.
this day.
We kind of talked about that, I think.
I think I was 12 years old. Should have went.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda,
Shoulda
baby.
went. My parents would have been like,
Yeah.
actually, my dad might have been like, maybe.
I gotta think that the ticket's probably in the 500 range
For the game?
for the game.
I would have been okay with going to the home.
Home run derby would be fun. Probably a couple hundred for that.
You think it's that expensive?
Bleacher seats would be
It's probably that expensive.
sick. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's got to be.
I want bleachers,
Give
but
me
like, I want the seats that are, I don't know how to explain this, but closest to like McCovey Cove so you can see the balls. But
But I think there was not one splash hit, right? I think it was 0 splash hits.
now that I say that,
I think it was like the worst day they could have had because it was windy as hell blowing
Yeah.
in. Just terrible for the.
and I don't know if they had a lot of lefties hitting though.
And they didn't have many. And it would have been awesome if Barry participated because that was his last All-Star game. And he did almost go yard in the game. He hit one to the warning track.
Yeah.
Good times, good times.
Yes.
Bad times for the Giants in those days, but good times in general.
You gotta think though, 3 years later we were champions.
Oh,
Not too bad.
I ain't complaining about that.
Not too bad at all.
All right. Speaking of baseball, Albert Pujols is coming back to the Cardinals.
I love
for
this.
for his final season. He also announced that as well.
Also,
I thought it was. I kind of laughed when I saw it. I was like, this seems like a joke, but
looking back on that Angels contract, one word for it. I'm gonna say bad. Not good.
Negativo.
Not good.
Yeah. I mean, I could have put up. I'll probably talk a little bit about Albert on Fourth Out this week, but what a career he put together in St. Louis, and it's pretty cool that he gets to finish it off. The whole thing, there.
I like seeing this. I like that.
Yeah. I thought it seemed a little gimmicky at first, but I am glad that he's actually going to play and he's not just doing it for a sign and retire kind of thing.
From what I heard, he's gonna be DHing
I would imagine
against
so.
lefties.
Right. So he's going to be just another guy.
Yeah.
But that's fine. I think it'll be perfect.
But there, he's gonna get a standing ovation every game this year.
Huge marketing job by the Cardinals. They're going to get people in the stands just for him. You can guarantee that.
Love that.
Yep.
I'm a marketing guy. I like it.
All the cash. I got one other thing too about baseball. This is college baseball related. I don't know if you saw this. So Texas Tech played Texas this past weekend in a 3-game series. In consecutive games, this guy, his name is Kirk Wilson, he stole home to walk the game off in one of them. And then the next day, he hit a walk-off grand slam.
I think I saw the steal.
The steal home was insane.
Yeah.
But then to back that up with a walk-off grand slam and extra innings the next day is sick.
That's what you call BDE.
Yeah. I mean, and the funny thing is, like, so many guys' careers end in college baseball. That who knows what the kind of prospect this guy is, but
Yeah.
that's
cool
a
you
pretty
mentioned.
awesome, thing to do.
And when I saw the replay of the stealing of home, I think he did because the pitcher looks down.
Yeah, he had the tendency to like when he's coming set to put his head down, and so he's obviously not seeing the runner. And by the time he puts his head up, the guy's 10 feet from home plate.
You know what you
So-
call that? Good scouting.
Yep.
I wonder if he realized that, or if it was like the third base coach that told him.
It could have been a conversation. It could have been just like, I see this, I'm going to do it.
You know, I also don't know what the outs were, if there were people on base besides him at third.
I didn't see what the outs were. If it was 2 outs, that's really, really ballsy. Really.
I was
ballsy.
gonna say if it was 2 outs, that's ballsy. If it was like no outs, maybe running on first, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
probably something we should have figured out
Right.
beforehand. But
Nonetheless, pretty damn
it's
awesome.
awesome.
Hell of a weekend.
It's something you don't see.
He could have a halfway decent career in Major League Baseball, and that could still be the peak of his career.
And I
right
guarantee
there.
from here on out, that pitcher, no matter
he's-
where he pitches, he's
yep.
not going to do that with a runner on third again.
Nope. No, sir. What you got? I got one other thing, but I'll say it. What you talking?
One more time, Will Smith. He won Best Actor this weekend
Okay.
at the Academy Awards. And I just gotta say, I'm really happy for him. You know, I grew up watching The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air,
Yeah.
and it's just so nice to see somebody that you kind of, obviously I wasn't alive when The Fresh Prince
Started. Yeah.
started.
But you feel like you kind of grew up with him.
Oh yeah, he's honestly one of the people that I've looked up to a lot when it comes to just being just kind of a good person, and like just how he presents himself, and is not afraid to rap or
But yeah, he's
Act.
definitely well rounded.
no,
Yeah.
he can do everything. And
Right.
the Academy Award is a cherry on top. I cheers him. I don't give a fuck about anything else that happens. We're not going to mention it because to me it's not worth my time.
It was pretty funny though.
It was. So here's Will Smith. I got respect for you, and you're someone who I've looked up to honestly my whole life, and
He's definitely been
it's
a
awesome.
prominent figure for sure.
And now it makes me want to watch King Richard now.
Yeah, I probably never would have thought about watching it, but if it was that good.
And he's been in movies too that are good. I think Pursuit of Happiness was a great movie. I Am Legend was cool. but
Bad Boys.
Wild Wild West.
Well,
Yeah. Shout out to Will Smith.
Yep.
Awesome. Congrats.
Got anything else?
I do not.
I know we haven't really talked about NASCAR in a long time, but here's going to be our one mention. The race on Sunday was pretty epic at the end.
Yeah.
Ross Chastain got his very first win of his career in epic fashion. Had to move some guys out of the way to do it, but I don't think he has any regrets, and I don't blame him either. So good for him.
Yeah. Are we ever gonna have a NASCAR segment on here?
It's gonna take a dry week, and I thought this was a dry week until we got to our celebrity segment, but that was fun nonetheless. I guess I could rattle off our standings real quick. Garrett is in the lead with 12 points. I got 10. Dylan has 9. You and Alex both have 5, and Ashley and Danny both have 4. So it's still pretty tight.
Yeah.
It's early. Half the races that have been won by drivers that we do not have ownership of.
So if your bold prediction last year would have been good for this year.
So far, yes, and I think pretty easy to say this, but the new generation car probably has a lot to do with that.
Oh.
Kind of leveling playing field.
Yeah.
Also, didn't realize they made Atlanta into a quote unquote super speedway, so that changed things as well.
Yes.
And yeah, we've had a good mix of tracks already too, and I think they're going to Bristol Dirt pretty soon, so that's going to change things up as well. Which that was pretty entertaining last year.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a long episode. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you all for watching, listening. Check out Fourth Out.
Check out Fourth Out. Thank you for saying that because I was going to.
New episode coming out probably no later than Friday.
I'll be listening.
And ISR, we might have to do baseball predictions. We'll have to figure
I
out
was gonna ask
what
about
fashion we want to do them in on this show. I'm going to do a more extensive one on Fourth Out the next week.
Okay.
which I'm gonna do right before opening day. Which it's coming, baby.
Oh,
it's coming quick.
It's coming.
Yep.
Boy,
So I can't-
April 8th, right?
April 8th. Yep.
Ooh.
For the Giants. April 7th for the rest of baseball, but Giants don't start till April 8th. So we'll see you then. Peace.